My name is Onyimaramma, YouTuber based in Abuja, Nigeria. If you're seeing my face for the first time, you're welcome to my channel. Long time no sit down vlog. It's been a roller coaster for me, so I've not been able to do some sit down vlog, but I've actually been posting some videos, and I thank you to everyone that has been watching my videos all this while. We usually go up on Saturdays by 10 a.m. in the morning, so we have new vlogs by 10 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, let's dive into it. You know, from the topic of this vlog, you guys already have an idea what this is all about, but I actually want to give you guys a detailed gist of what I actually went through. Okay, so sit down and we'll be right back. So guys, it's going to be a long gist, but I'll try my possible best to cut it short, because I don't actually want this video to be more than 15 minutes. Between 10 to 15 minutes, that's what I want this video to be. Okay, I actually got pregnant like every other person that gets pregnant. You know, that first trimester that is always full of issues. But when I found out I was pregnant, I was so happy. I was very happy. My husband was happy. Everybody was happy for me, like that I'm pregnant, because my baby is almost going to 2 years. And I've just been hearing, hey, when are you getting pregnant and all that? And we told them we are taking our time, because we wanted our son to grow a bit before going into getting another baby. So when I found out I was pregnant, it was fine. Then after some weeks, I started having, you know, these pregnancy symptoms, vomiting, feeling dizzy, feeling nauseous and all that. But I was getting weak and weak and weak and weak. At the time, I was telling my husband that this pregnancy is quite different. If you guys know me, I've actually been pregnant 3 times. I've given birth twice, which I lost my first. So Giovanni is like my second. So now he's my first. So because I've actually encountered 3 pregnancies. The first, yes, when I gave birth to my first, who is Kobe Olisadi Zane, that was his name. I actually had a lot of issues in his pregnancy, and it was really, what I call it, those vomiting was really bad. But when I was pregnant for this, my 3rd pregnancy, I was telling my mom that it's too much, that it's not as much as what I felt for Kobe's own, because I was always feeling so tired, I'm always feeling weak. Kobe's own was mostly vomiting. I was always throwing up. I couldn't take down fluid. If I need to like any food or fluid I take, then I ended up vomiting it, which got me, they gave me IV fluid, okay, because I was dehydrated during that period. That should be around a COVID period. I was dehydrated because I couldn't take down any fluid. Okay, so they had to tell me to start putting ORS in my water, at least to make it not too plain. ORS or lemon water, or what they call it again, glucose. I should add it to my water. So when I added glucose, it didn't really sit down with me. But when I got ORS, and ORS it was good for me. So I started taking ORS for Kobe's until after the 1st trimester. In fact, immediately the 1st trimester, the thing just stopped. It just vanished. Okay, so the pregnancy was smooth. Till I gave birth to the day I gave birth to him. That was where the issue started, which I actually haven't had the courage, or let's say courage, I haven't actually had the mind to talk about why I lost my baby after 22 months. But I pray that by the grace of God, with time, I will have the courage to talk about it and to share my story to other mothers. Okay, so I took it for the Nobi immediately after the death of my baby, of Kobe. I took him immediately. I think the next month or the next 2 months I took him. Kobe's own was not easy though. I kept, because I'm the kind of person, whenever I'm pregnant, I end up vomiting. So I was still vomiting, but I was strong. And if I'm pregnant, that 1st trimester, I stopped taking some fluid like tea. I can't drink tea anymore. That was just Kobe's own. And it was smooth. I wasn't feeling weak. I wasn't feeling tired. I wasn't vomiting. I vomited, but it wasn't as much. But I was still strong. I could do some housework. I could cook and all that. Even for Kobe's own, I could cook, I could do the, but when I got pregnant for this third one, I couldn't do anything again. Like, I was always weak, even in my place of work. I'll be so weak, I'll be so tired, I'd be as if like the pregnancy is dragging away my strength, life inside of me. That's the way I always felt. At night, I won't be able to sleep. I start having, me that likes to sleep, even when things are bothering me, I end up sleeping. Throughout my pregnancy, the two pregnancies, I always sleep well. But this particular one, I don't sleep well at night. I'm always awake, turning around. It was always disturbing me. I'm always feeling like as if he's taking life inside of me. At the time, I was like telling my husband that even at when I'm sleeping, when I sleep, I tell myself, is it that I'm going to die in this pregnancy? Is it that this pregnancy is going to take my life? Because I don't understand the kind of pregnancy that this was. I went to at the time my mom was telling me it is surely 3 May. Madam is, are you sure it's not twins you're carrying? Because I'm always complaining about the pregnancy. I was like, I don't know, let me go for scan. Though I was still early then, I went for scan and they found that it was just one baby. Everybody was shocked, like, because the thing was just taking away a lot of strength from me. Everybody was shocked, but I kept on pushing. Everybody was just my mother-in-law was so encouraged. My mom was so encouraging as well. They were all pushing, telling me at the time, I think at the time I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore because I couldn't keep fluid again. I started taking ORS. My mother had to buy me ORS again to start taking. Even with the ORS, I couldn't keep fluid, I couldn't keep water. I started becoming slim. I couldn't eat. I can take a bowl of food to work and I will not end up eating everything. I couldn't eat. So one day, when I couldn't take it anymore, I had to go to my hospital. On getting there, I was told that my doctor he's not going to be around that same day. That I have to pick another doctor. I'm like, no, because I've already decided for my first pregnancy that I'll use a particular doctor for my childbirth. So I was like, no, that is either him or somebody from his team. This is who I wanted. The nurse was saying, you pick one. I said, okay, can I pick any doctor? Can you give me any doctor? Maybe when I want to start my antenatal, because I was not up to 3 months. My hospital starts antenatal by 3 months. So I was like, okay, maybe you give me a particular doctor. Then when I'm ready for my antenatal, I can change. They said, you cannot change. I said, okay, let me call my doctor. When I called my doctor, he told me that he wasn't around that particular moment, but he would send someone from his team. So when he sent someone from his team, immediately I went to urinate. When I came back to meet the person, because I was waiting for the team member, so when it's my turn, I will enter and see her. When I said, let me go urinate, I was coming to see my doctor, who and behold. So I greeted him and I told them I was there to see that I wasn't feeling myself, that it was as if life was being taken away from me. Okay, so they checked me, everything was fine, baby's heartbeat was fine. And I got admitted. I stayed 2 days in the hospital because I needed to take a lot of IV fluid. So I stayed 2 days. They gave me some medication and I got discharged. Even when I was in the hospital, I was still feeling so weak. I continued going to work because I work in a private firm. And I will not say that I'm going to take a month off because I'm pregnant or 3 months off because I'm pregnant. No. So I actually wanted to keep my 1 month leave, so I can add it to my 4 months maternity leave to make it 5 months before I resume. So I was trying to keep that. That's why I didn't go on leave. Then, but glory be to God, my bosses in the office, my 2 bosses in the office, they were helpful because they are male, so they were actually helpful. Even when I don't have strength to do some work, they were always there to assist. I kept on sleeping. I kept on feeling weak. Sometimes it would be, like I said, it's as if life was going out of me. After like 2 weeks after I got discharged from the hospital, after 2 weeks I got discharged from the hospital, my doctor told me to come and see him for checkup. And when I got there, he told me, I did a scan, I did everything. Baby's heartbeat was fine. Everything was fine. They told me, okay, that I should resume. They gave me a date because I was always like few weeks to my to 3 months where I will resume for my antenatal. So they gave me a date, which I said, okay, I'll be resuming that day for my antenatal, and I left. I continued life, going to work normal. I stopped cooking. My help was the one now cooking, because I couldn't cook, I couldn't do anything. If I come back, I'm always very tired. Before you know it, I'll go to bed, I'll just be crying tears, because I was wondering what kind of pregnancy was this. But I kept on praying to God and praying to God, handed everything into God's hands. Then one day I started noticing that I started having these cramps around my tummy. I was cramping like pins. So I said, oh, maybe is this my uterus is growing, because I think I experienced that kind of little cramp with Giovanni and Zane. Okay, so I felt like it will stop. Maybe the uterus is growing. You know, when the uterus is expanding, you feel some cramp. So that was what I just felt. But I kept on feeling it. I even had to tell my husband that I don't know which kind of pain be this, so that is going around my waist. It was not going around my waist, in like as if I'm having contraction. I was just still like wondering what it was. My husband, that morning I was going to work, because I usually drive myself. I was going to work. Before I left the compound, my husband was already calling me on the phone. I was like, Mom, are you sure you'll be able to go for to work today? Why don't you call your colleague and your boss and tell that you will be able to make it? I was like, I'll be fine. That I will take paracetamol and I'll be fine. So that was it. I left. My neighbor was with me. So she asked me what the problem was. I told her that I'll be having this pain around my waist. I don't know the reason why I'll be having this pain around my waist, but I feel that the uterus is growing. But I was driving to work, it kept on paining me, it kept on increasing, like I was having contraction. You know, it comes every some minutes. Let me just say, like 3 minutes, it will just go. It comes every 3 minutes, it just goes. So I was just wondering, when I got to work, even my colleague asked me, what is it? I said, I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm having sleepless night, I can't sleep anymore, and I'm having this pain around my waist, because he's a guy. He didn't understand. To me, okay, I should just go and rest. So I was just let me eat further, I'm hungry. So as I was eating, I noticed that, like, will I say, as if I pee dropped on my pants. I was like, you know, when you're having, like, you know, like pee, like as if you're about to see your period, you know, to now drop. I was like, oh, this is not blood though. And I said, let me rush to the restroom. So I left my food. I just closed it and rushed to the restroom. When I rushed to the restroom, I just saw, you know, that's on my undies, and I wiped and I saw blood. I'm like, what is this again? So I just went back inside, called one of my female colleagues, and I told her, Flossie, I see what I'm seeing. She was like, I should start going to the hospital. And I said, should I start going to the hospital? I should call my doctor. Maybe my doctor, I don't want to go there now. My doctor will say there's nothing. And I said, no, I should start going to the hospital. My office people, they gave me a car that took me to the hospital. As I was going there, I met my colleague. My colleague that, see what I'm seeing. There's like, I'm spotting. She said, okay, then we should rush to the hospital. So my other colleague was telling me I should go. And maybe stressed that it happened to her when she was pregnant, that she started spotting. And she was told to rest. That will be fine. That all they will do is just to give me bed rest. Maybe give me a letter which I'll bring to my office, and my office will give me bed rest. Guys, that's how our driver took me to the hospital. And when I got there, as I was about to, I was still in the reception. They were still checking, asking me for my file number. I just spotted as I was taking my file number, maybe I first get my file number, I got to they said I should go and meet the nurses. So when I got to meet the nurses, they said my doctor wasn't around, because I already called my doctor earlier. His number was not going. It was saying switched off. So I felt that maybe he traveled out of the country or something. So when I got there, they told me that he's on leave. I said, he has been on leave since that time that I came for after my checkup. They said, yeah, that he's on leave. I said, okay, so what should I do? Around the nurses, they are wasting time. So maybe I saw my doctor's PA, which she already know me. I'm not gonna Choma, come. See you, like I'm spotting. She said, spotting, that this is serious. So like she come and she first of all that to me. I said, yes, I did check my vitals. I said, yeah, they check my vitals. She was like, okay, I should go for scan. First of all, so that they will know where to start for that. She will look for somebody in my doctor's team to attend to me immediately, that it has to be an emergency case. I was like, emergency. I said, yes, that I should go for scan first. So my dear, I got to the scan room, and when I got to the scan room, it was my turn. They called me. I entered. The first scanner came and scanned me. Her face showed it up, because you know when you get into the scan room and if something is wrong, you will definitely know. If something is right, you will know that something is right, actually. From the face of the what they call them again, sonographer, I could feel something was wrong. So I asked her, I think maybe she's an IT personnel, maybe she's a junior sonographer, I don't know. I asked her, is there anything wrong? She was like, then she called her chief that she can't see the baby's heartbeat. So I busted her crying. Like, I was praying to God and let it just be a joke. That maybe she's not, she doesn't know what she's doing. Okay? So that was how she went to go and call the senior sonographer. The senior sonographer then came and checked and was like, how old you say, how many weeks you said you are gone? And I told her, she was like, this looks smaller than the week you are claiming that you are. Because I was just like a few days or few weeks to my to 3 months. So I was like, she just kept quiet. I will not ask her, doctor, what was it? She said that they will send the report to the doctor. My doctor will explain to me. Guys, I already knew there was something wrong somewhere. So I immediately called my husband. He wasn't with me. But before then, I've already called my husband. I was going to the hospital. To tell him I was going to the hospital. So when I got there, I still called him and told him, I said what they are saying. He said they can't hear the baby's heartbeat anymore. It was like, what's that? So then now, as I was there, came out, my doctor's PE has already gotten somebody from the team, because other ones were in the theater. I think they were doing a surgery or something like that. So she got someone already from one of his team to come and attend to me. And when she came, she was now giving me what the report said, that we couldn't see the baby's heartbeat anymore. I'm like, I started questioning her that what could have been the cause of it. Is it stress? Is it that is what I ate or something? So she just told me that it might not be stress. That stress is zero of it. She was asking me if I fell down. I told her no, that I didn't fall down. She said that zero stress is a little percent of it, but that's not the major cause of it. Okay, so as I was there, she had to call her senior colleague, a Muslim lady, who came and tried to explain things to me, that the baby's heartbeat cannot be heard anymore, and gave me like 3 options that I should go for. So I was given 3 options. So either to give me to wait for the blood to flow out by itself with time, that it might take some weeks for it to just flow out, for the fetus to die and excrete through blood, or they will give me a medication that will assist with it immediately, or I should go for surgical. So they gave me the implications of allowing it to flow completely, or give me medication that I might still have residues inside me, which might cause a lot of things in my womb. That but surgical will make it that they will remove everything in it, and that's all. At the beginning, they gave me that option, like I should think about it. I can go home and come back later. So I was like, I wanted to go home and come back later. I wanted to go to the church and hope on God for a miracle to happen. So as I was still deliberating with my husband on what to do, and that's how I started bleeding heavily. I was bleeding heavily. I kept on bleeding. My husband had to go and buy part from me from the pharmacy. I started bleeding heavily. I kept on bleeding. It was not pumping out. So the doctors was like, wow, this is an emergency case. This is an emergency case that we need to go to the surgical room immediately. That is an emergency case. I kept on crying and praying to God. My parents, they were already aware. My mother-in-law was already aware. So that was how they booked me for told me to go and run some tests, which I went to go and run some tests. After running the test, they told me to go to the anesthetic room for review, because they need to review me to know that I don't have any health condition before going into the theater, the surgical room for the surgical. So when I got to the anesthetic room, people were there already, pregnant women that we are already scheduled for CS. One was inside already and one was sitting out. But I was still bleeding, my tummy was pinning me, I couldn't feel myself anymore, my legs. So I sat on the floor. They brought a wheelchair for me. So when they brought the wheelchair, that was when the woman that was in there was coming out. So the next person that was meant to enter, the husband was like, this woman is going through a lot, just allow her to go in. So they allowed me to go into the anesthetic room to have my review for my surgery. When I got to the anesthetic room, as I was there, I was still feeling, I was feeling like I was not feeling myself. I don't know how I'm going to explain the feeling. I was telling my husband that I'm not feeling myself. My husband was like, okay, stand up, just lie on me. He was standing and told me to be like this on him. So as I stood up to lean on him, I leaned on him. I didn't remember what happened anymore. The only thing I saw was myself on the floor, because what brought me back was I heard my husband shouting, "Amor." If you know my husband, what he calls me is Amor. He was calling Amor, "Amor, don't do this to me. Amor, don't do this to me." The doctors there kept on shouting, "Amor, madam, don't scare your husband. Don't scare your husband. Get up, wake up. Check her PCV level, check her PCV level." So that was what woke me up. I practically saw myself on the floor. So they were now rushing around, asking that you check my PCV level. I asked my husband what happened at that very moment. He didn't answer me. I could see him, the fear in him, like he thought I was going to die, because I think the blood was too much. I was really soaked. Even the pad I put on has already soaked again. Upon I doubled the pad, has already soaked again. So my husband, they had to take me to the room, gave me an IV fluid, prepared me, because I ate. They said I couldn't go into the surgical immediately. I had to wait like 6 hours, and I was already 4 hours. So remaining 2 hours for me to go. It was not maybe by 8. It's going to be after 8 hours of eating. But because it was an emergency, they said, look, let them do 6 hours. So they had to give me a fluid to calm me down, calm my body down. So I was taking the fluid in the room. When it was time, they scheduled me and moved me to the theater and gave me my anesthetic and my spine, which numbed my legs. And that was how they performed the surgical, the evacuation, the surgical. When they were done, it was an experience that another experience I didn't expect. I just saw them doing their thing, and at the end I heard the doctor said, "Finish, madam, we are done. They will clean you up and you'll be fine." So when you get your legs, when you get to feel your legs again, you let us know and you will get to be discharged. So that was it. After the surgical, I was, if you have no CS before, you will know how it is. So I was moved to my room. I was carried and moved to my room. I couldn't get pictures of that day because filming wasn't what was on my mind or my husband's mind. So I couldn't get any pictures of that day. So I was moved from the surgical room to my room. And when I started feeling my legs, I had to ask my husband, actually, I said, "Babe, what actually happened? Did I faint?" He was like, "Yes, that I fainted." That when I stood and he was holding me, all my body started shaking, and I was shaking. Then I just fell down, and that was it. I didn't know where I was again for like a few minutes. So that was it. That is how I lost my pregnancy, my third pregnancy. But the good thing is that I am happy that I'm alive. I'm happy that everybody keeps on saying, "Don't worry, you still have another one. You're not too old." But losing children, whether if you have seen them or not, it's not really an easy thing. But in all, I give God all the glory for everything. I kept on questioning myself, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? What didn't you do? What didn't you do? But
that period I was going through the social media, a post popped up. I don't know whether I still have, whether I saved the post on Instagram. The woman was saying that you shouldn't beat yourself and be asking yourself what you did wrong, that I didn't do wrong, and maybe God saved you from something. If you know me well, you know with my first child, I actually suffered with him. And maybe God doesn't want me to go through that same pain that I went through, because He's told me that affliction will not rise a second time. And maybe that is what God doesn't want from me. He doesn't want me to undergo those pains, those stress I went through with my firstborn. So He decided to take this one earlier. And I just want to end this video and say that I know that God will give me double for my troubles. Thank you to everyone that reached out, people that I couldn't tell, because sharing of this bad news is not something that you should be sharing around. But I guess this is my story.